Alright, we're back. We're gonna keep learning about the way of Zerthamon. I think we got a spell though. Submerge the Will. What does this actually do? Um, 12 seconds per level. Okay, so this is basically a shield spell. 12 seconds per level. So it lasts longer than this, but well, once I've gotten to level 3, it lasts longer than this. Bestows AC of 2. I really don't need, well, I guess I may want multiple copies of it to cast it for multiple fights in a day. These guys I think already have AC of 2. Yeah, those guys both do. It does help his, although he's at 4 with this Magus Guard. So it's not quite as critical. But let's learn more about the way of Zerthamon. Unlock the 4th circle. Slide the plates into the configurations Takan showed you and a new ring is revealed. Know that the rising of the people against the Illithid was a thing built upon many 10 turnings of labor. Many of the people were gathered and taught in secret ways of defeating their Illithid masters. They were taught to shield their minds and use them as weapons. They were taught the scripture of steel, and most importantly, they were given the knowing of freedom. Some of the people learned the nature of freedom and took it into their hearts. The knowing gave them strength. Others feared freedom and kept silent. But there were those that knew freedom and knew slavery, and it was their choice that the people remained chained. One of them was Vilquar. Vilquar saw no freedom in the rising, but opportunity. He saw that the Illithid had spawned across many of the false worlds. The worlds numbered so many that their vision was turned only outwards, to all they did not already touch. Vilquar's eye saw that much took place that the Illithid did not see. To the rising, the Illithid were blinded. Vilquar came before his master, the Illithid, Zigitaris, with the knowing of the rising. Vilquar added to his chains and offered to be their eyes against the rising. In exchange, Vilquar asked that he be rewarded for his service. The Illithid agreed to his contract. At the bonding of the contract, a dark time occurred. And many were the betrayals Vilquar committed, and many were the people that the Illithids fed upon to stem the rising. It seemed that the rising would die before it could occur, and the Illithid were pleased with Vilquar's eye. It was near the end of this dark time when Zerthamon came to know Vilquar's treacheries. In knowing Vilquar's eye, Zerthamon forced the rising to silence itself, so that Vilquar might think at last his treacheries had succeeded, and the rising had fallen. He knew that Vilquar's eye was filled only with the reward he had been promised. He would see what he wished to see. With greed beating in his heart, Vilquar came upon the Illithid Zigitaris and spoke to his master of his success. He said that the rising had fallen, and the Illithids were safe to turn their eyes outwards once more. He praised their wisdom in using Vilquar's eye, and he asked him for his reward. In his greed blindness, Vilquar had forgotten the knowing of why the people had sought freedom. He had lost the knowing of what slavery meant. He had forgotten that his Illithid masters saw when they looked upon him. And so Vilquar's betrayal of the people was ended with another betrayal. Vilquar came to know that when his eye had nothing left to see, his eye was useless. The Illithid gave to Vilquar his reward, opening the cavity of his skull and devouring his brain. Vilcor's corpse was cast upon the fields of husks, so its blood might water the poison-stemmed grasses.
What is your will?
When one chooses to see only what is before them, they see only a part of the whole. They are blind, and just as Vilcor was blinded by his promised reward, so were the Illithids blinded to the true rising. For when they heard Vilcor's words, they turned their sight outwards again, didn't they? And the rising was free to strike. Know that you speak truly. Vilcor's eye blinded both Vilcor and the Illithids. The tentacled ones thought the rising to be no more. When the rising occurred, the ground sank deep, drank deep of Illithid blood. It was the victory, born from treachery. It is a curious lesson. Why would it be the part of the teachings of Zerthamon? Khan's blade bleeds into a dead night black, and his voice deepens. For a moment, you think he's angry, but you're not so sure. There is much about the way of Zerthamon and his path that is difficult to know. Do you know why Vilcor's eye is part of the way? It is part of the telling of how our people came to know freedom. It lets us know that there are those, even among the people, who are not of the people. And even in the greatest treachery, a greater knowing may be achieved. Very well. You've come to know the fourth circle. Okay. See what else we got. What does this one do? So that's blind. But yeah, not having unique icons from these makes it difficult to for me to remember which one's which. That's bless. And this is shield. And this is blind. Okay, that makes sense. Fifth circle. Zerthamon was the first to know the way of freedom. Yet it was not he that first came to know the way of rebellion. The knowing of rebellion came to the warrior queen Gith, one of the people. She had served the Illithids upon many of the false worlds as a soldier, and she came to know war and carried it in her heart. She had come to know how others might be organized to subjugate others. She knew the paths of power, and she knew the art of taking from the conquerors the weapons by which they could be defeated. Her mind was focused, and both her will and her blade were as one. The turning in which Zerthamon came to know Gith, Zerthamon ceased to know himself. Her words were as fires lit in the hearts of all who heard her. In hearing her words, he wished to know war. He knew not what afflicted him, but he knew he wished to join his blade to Gith. He wished to give his hate expression and share his pain with the Illithid. Gith was one of the people, but her knowing of herself was greater than any Zerthamon had ever encountered. She knew the ways of flesh. She knew the Illithids, and in knowing herself, she was to know how to defeat them in battle. The strength of her knowing was so great that all those who walked her path came to know themselves. Gith was but one. Her strength was such that it caused others to know their strength, and Zerthamon laid his steel at her feet.
What is your will?
So what did you come to know this time? There is strength in great numbers, but there is great power in one, for the strength of will of one may gather numbers to it. There is strength not only in knowing the self, but knowing how to bring it forth in others. You've come to know the fifth circle, but no more. Alright, I'll read the next circle. Got another spell here is a strength. Yeah, that's strength. And this one lasts 30 minutes per level. So it's a very nice, long-lasting one. Unlock the 6th circle. Upon the blasted plains, Zerthamon told Gith, there cannot be two skies. In the wake of his words came war. Upon the blasted plains, the people had achieved victory over their Illithid masters. They knew freedom. Yet before the green fires had died from the battlefield, Gith spoke of continuing the war. Many, still filled with the bloodlust in their hearts, agreed with her. She spoke of not merely defeating the Illithids, but destroying all Illithids across the plains. After the Illithids had been exterminated, they would bring war to all of the races they encountered. In Gith's heart, fires raged. She lived in war, and in war she knew herself. All that her eyes saw, she wanted to conquer. Zerthamon spoke the beginnings of that which was against Gith's will. He spoke that the people already knew freedom. Now they should know themselves again, and mend the damage that had been done to the people. Behind his words were many other hearts of the people who were wary of war against the Illithid. Know that the Gith's heart was not Zerthamon's heart on this matter. She said that the war would continue. The Illithid would be destroyed. Their flesh would be no more. Then the people would claim the false worlds as their own. Gith told Zerthamon that they would be under the same sky in this matter. The words were like bared steel. From Zerthamon came the pronouncement of two skies. In the wake of his words came war.
What is your will?
So this time I learned that I know that Zerthamon's devotion to the people was such that he was willing to protect them from themselves. He knew the Illithids had come not to know themselves in their obsession with control and domination. So he chose to stop Gith before she carried the people to their deaths. There must be balance in all things, or the self will not hold. You've seen the words, and know them. Dakon's voice slows, and his hands grip the edges of the unbroken circle. He twists it clockwise, and there's a click as 2 plates slides forth. Dakon stares at the 2 plates in his hand. He makes no move to hand them to you. Dakon, is that 2nd plate for you? He falls silent. His blade has ceased shimmering, the film freezing upon its surface. He is staring at the 2nd plate, paralyzed. Do you know the 6th circle? Dakon looks up, but his coal black eyes do not meet your gaze. No, there is nothing more I may teach you. You know the way as the people know it, and it shall give you the direction by which you may know yourself. That is not what I asked. Do you know the 6th circle, or not? Dakon is silent for a moment, then speaks, his voice slow and careful. It has come to pass that I do not know the 6th circle of Zerthamon. Once I knew it, but I know now I only saw the words. Dakon's eyes stare through you. That is all. It is my path that I no longer know the way of Zerthamon. Dakon, there's one other thing I would know. Why is Vilcor's eye in the circle of Zerthamon? It seems strange. It tells of how people benefited from a treachery from their own. It seems... Dakon's eyes flash. I have told you it is part of the telling of how the people came to know freedom. Do you not listen? His voice floods, as if he is reciting a passage from memory. It tells the people that even in the greatest treachery, the greater knowing may be achieved. It doesn't sound to me like you believe that. I think there's another reason it's in the circle. It is set there because the 6th circle, in the pronouncement of the 2 skies, is there to justify Zerthamon's treachery to the people upon the blasted plains. Dakon is silent, and his blade bleeds into a dead black, teeth rippling along the edge. He divided the people upon the blasted plains, Dakon. He divided your race. When they were on the path of victory, I would like to believe that it was that it was because he wished to save the people from themselves. But I don't think you believe that. Dakan is silent for a moment, then he speaks slowly. I do not know the sixth circle as it is known to others. I fear that the third circle, the fourth, and the sixth are more closely linked than many know. It is in the knowing that I have lost myself. In the third circle, Zerthamon submerged his will to deceive the Illithids. Then in the fourth circle, it speaks of the benefits of treachery. Then in the sixth, he divides his people to exterminate the before they exterminate the Illithids. Do you think Zerthamon's words may not have been his own? Know my words, and know that the wound lies upon my heart. I fear that when Zerthamon was upon the Pillars of Silence, he did not submerge his will. I fear his will was taken from him by the Illithids, and when he spoke upon the blasted plains, it was their words that he spoke. I fear that what he did was not for people's sake, but for our former masters. It's possible, but no, it doesn't necessarily mean that
Updated my journal.
Then know this and speak of it no more. The gun's voice is like a knife. Know that I shall never know the truth. There's no resolution to this matter, for I shall never know Zerthamon's heart upon the blasted plains. His coal-black eyes stares at the stone circle in his hands. And so, I do not know myself, because of the unbroken circle of Zerthamon. Very well. We'll discuss this no more.
I feel stronger.
Let's move on. Level up. Sixth circle, balance in all things. See what this is actually level 3. Spell only affects the caster. Whenever the caster is attacked, while the spell is in effect, all hostile creatures within a 10-foot radius take equal damage. It's like a Thorns type spell. And Dakan gets one too.
Balance in all things. Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Okay. Let's check this one more time. Let me try that one more time. So I know there's more here, but it might take other stats to do it. I'm not sure. What if I go back to one of the other ones? Let me see if I can talk to Dagon more. Okay. It might take intellect to do more, so we can continue on from here for a while. Okay, I don't think... seems unlikely that I would get an identify spell from that, but yeah. I would like to get an intellect +2 tattoo, I think, next. Although we would have to have 1,200 gold for that, so that's quite a ways away.
I must be loose in one foot in the grave, the other in hell.
Okay. let's
I'm gone.
continue on with our journey. Okay, I did learn about I did learn how to get to Farid, or at least something about Farid, so I could go there, or I could continue like exploring this area and come back to here. I can't remember if this will make it so that I don't know if I'm able to come back in and out of this place. So let me check this. This archway leads only inches into the small building before becoming blocked by a solid wall of refuse. The rubbish is packed so tightly that it may as well be stones and mortar. As you come closer, however, the archway's outline begins to shimmer. You notice the handful of junk you've been carrying about begins to shimmer as well. Throw the junk into the archway. The wall of refuse flickers, wavers, and seems to fold in on itself, revealing an open space beyond it. A passage or portal seems to have been formed within the frame of the archway. So let's see if I can go in and out. Okay, yeah, looks like I can. Okay. That seems fine. Alright, I think I will go ahead and continue on here maybe for a little bit. Oh, wait.
I will hear your path is mine.
The portal went away.
Done.
Okay. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to actually, like, take the, take the junk out of our inventory, so we could continue using it. Let me make a permanent save here. A ragged, middle-aged collector approaches as you enter the area. He quickly looks you over and then sneers. I don't know you. I don't believe I've made your acquaintance either. He continues to glare at you. Looking for a man named Farid. What you're looking for is no concern of mine, Burke. What is concerning me is that you're still breathing in me presence. Collecting bodies before they're before they're dead sounds like a really good way to meet the lady. You seem to talk some sense into the collector as he turns away from you. Watch your back, cutter. Most here will talk to you with their blade before their bone box. And if you stay much longer, the beast doing the same.
I'm gone.
Okay. I do think there are potentially some ambushes down here. So maybe I'm gonna be a little bit careful about that.
I'm gone.
Some thugs. Okay. No, unfortunately I turned myself into a mage, but I haven't actually memorized my spells. 30 seconds. Just give them 2 of everything for now.
Balance
All
in
right.
all things.
What's up? Plain swine.
I'm gone.
It is I.
Actually,
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Done.
okay, these guys are definitely tougher than the normal thugs outside. Maybe we go rest first. We can heal up a bit and
Done.
we can get our spells back and heal up our damage. Yeah, let's go do that real quick. Sell a couple things while we're up there.
I'm gone.
I guess I can rest in Mebeth's hut here.
I'm gone.
See if she'll sell us anything. Okay, anything that I kind of want to save my money for tattoos initially, but I probably am gonna want to buy some of these scrolls at some point. Yeah, I got the one of the things or one of the scrolls of Zerthamon essentially does strength, so I don't need this as well. I guess this lasts 60 minutes per level, and the other one lasts 30 minutes per level, so this is technically better, but unless I'm gonna end up with a third magician, I think probably having the other one is fine. These are only worth 1 copper, so they're probably not worth carrying around. Let's go,
Done.
let's go drop some stuff off and sell some stuff as well.
I'm gone.
Just to clear out our inventory a little bit.
All right.
I was storing things in one of the places in here. I don't actually know if it's safe to store stuff in here,
All right.
but the stuff I am storing is not super important regardless. See if I can sell those maybe.
I'm gone.
And do your will be done.
Do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, and then I think probably I'll store this and this. Then I think I'm happy to sell most of the other stuff.
I'm gone. Done.
Although things like daggers and knives are worth so little, it's probably not actually worth picking them up. I'm not even sure if we can sell some of these things. Oh yeah, they sell for 1 whole copper coin. Alrighty. I wonder if potentially this is worth selling at some point. I did use it to unbind some of the giant skeletons. What level did I end up with? 5 as level 5 mage.
Done. Done.
I'm wondering if, when I talk to Ferret, if I'll be on like a path that I'm like, can't deviate from. So I'm wondering if I should do like side quests first. But, I guess I will just see what happens. You wake, feeling refreshed. Mebeth is puttering around the hut, but she turns when she hears you stir. Awake, are you? You slept like the dead. Do no dreams stir your head? I didn't have any dreams at all. Mebeth shrugs. Nothing odd about that. Most dreams are shy. They fly when the sleeper's lid's open. No, but it doesn't feel like I forgot them. I don't think I dreamed anything. It feels wrong. Mebeth chews that over, then shrugs. Dreams can make men great, but they have laid low just as many. Mayhap you're better off without 'em. Nettling you. Mayhap, but I don't think so. She snorts. Well, dreams or no, I'm not one to change the nature of a man. Have you slept enough? I think so. Better be on my way. Farewell.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
I'm also curious if, like, I bet there's people, like, you can ask about, Farad, like other people you'll ask about Farad and they'll give you information. I wonder if you get, an potentially experience for having them tell you. I wonder if you get, locked out of anything by finding him before you talk to those people. I imagine it would probably be relatively, relatively minor,
Done.
experience, but it might be something. Okay. Yeah, oh, quite an ambush there.
Balance in all things. It is I.
Okay.
Endure.
Can also give,
Enduring, grow strong.
Morty a good, strength buff.
All right.
And potentially a shield buff as well here.
I hear your words.
AC2, okay, they've already got AC2. Guess I could try a bless here.
Did you see that?
Oh wow, he hit us for 10? Quite a bit.
What?
Let's see if we can get him to hit Morty instead.
All right.
What's up, Chief? Stupid yabo.
Yabo? Okay, these collectors seem less frightening than the thugs.
I will hear you.
What's the word, Chief? Fight that.
Die.
Yeah, they're only giving 25 experience. Much weaker. Drop some loot though. Eh. I don't actually remember. Yeah, okay. Trapdoor leading to the buried village. Let's do another save here before Farad.
All right.
As you enter the room, a large, heavy-set man gets up from his chair and approaches you. Hello there, name's Bish. Who might you be? I have no name. What you mean you don't have a name? You just come back from Styx swimming, you clueless sod? You notice Bish moving his hand towards his weapon. Or are you just not telling me something? Hiding something, methinks. Look, I'm telling you the truth. I don't know my name. Bish throws his hands up in the air in frustration. Forget it, Burke. Not important anyhow. Shakes his head back and forth. More important is what you're doing down here. I was told I could find Farad around these parts. Bish eyes you suspiciously. Farad usually fills me in on visitors, and I don't recall the likes of you being mentioned. He quickly glances you over before giving an apathetic shrug. Yeah, you don't look like anything the guards couldn't handle. On with you.
I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm gone. All right.
Here's old Farad. Before you is an elderly man leaning heavily upon a crutch. His left leg is twisted, as if he tried to walk 2 directions at once and paid the price. His maggoty-colored skin is bunched heavily upon his skull and flecked with liver spots. He is mumbling and smacking his lips as his eyes make a circuit of the room.
Updated
Greetings.
my journal.
Oh, actually, you know what? Give me a second. Shoot. To ignore the man, explore the room. Oh, I thought that was gonna have like be a dialogue thing, like looking around the room.
Updated my journal.
Aha! The man's eyes light up as he hears your voice. 'Tisn't my steady crop of jink come to Farad's waiting arms again. Greetings, corpse. He smiles a wicked grin. Have you come to ask Farad for another jaunt into the mortuary walls? Farad, I've come for information. I've been told you know something about me. Actually, let's do this one. Are all the arrangements in order? Sound as stone they are. My collectors have done as you asked, to the word. He leans heavily against the crutch, causing it to creak dangerously. And not so much luck to be had with that bauble, however. Did you perchance know where it is below? Would be such a help, it would. Indulge me, Farad. What did I ask your collectors to do again? Farad wraps his crutch against the flagstones, and he rocks back on his heels. Just what you said, he licks his lips. Be sure to keep you safe if they find you, and make sure you get shipped to the mortuary, all that rot. He looks at you almost worried. Why, someone turned stag on my word? Dump you somewhere you're not meaning to be? No, but answer me this. How was I to get out of the mortuary once I was left there? Farad chuckles softly, then scratches himself. Corpse, you said not about getting you out of that hole. There, you were so pig-eager to get in it. It seemed to me you made arrangements for giving the Dusties the laugh once we slipped you in. Hope you were square on that score. What was that bauble you mentioned? The sphere, Corpse, the sphere. Have you... Farad's voice is desperate, pleading like a beggar. Then he stops and composes himself. No matter, I'll find it. No matter. Yeah, what were you saying about a jaunt to the mortuary? Ah, yes, he nods. The mortuary, dusties and all. We square? Never mind, I must take my leave. Okay, that's interesting. That's one approach. I've come for information. I've been told that you know something about me. Know something about you? The light in his eyes dims. He studies you, mumbling slightly as his eyes flicker up and down your frame. Corpse? No. Yes. His eyes meet yours. Ah, no. Farad, what is it? Farad studying you with a dead even gaze. 'Tisn't a mummer's fair, corpse. No time for games, no time for Farad to play the wheel. What are you asking such questions for? I have forgotten myself and I was told to seek you out, that you would know something of me. Eh? He licks his lips. They make a rasping sound like dry parchment on sand. Now who told you such a thing, corpse? Well, no one told me exactly. There were these tattoos on my back. They told me to seek you out if I ever forgot myself. Ah, so little said, so much told. He falls silent, and suddenly you have a feeling he's dissecting you, like a corpse on a mortuary slab. I know much you would know, much, yes, much indeed. He smiles slowly, the folds of his flesh, the flesh on his face peeling back like a curtain. What do you know of me? He licks his lips, then settles upon his crutch like a vulture. No, not free. The question you ask. His pasty white hands tap the edge of his crutch. Much I can tell you, but the telling has a cost. Go on. He taps the flagstones with his crutch and sneers. This village is not all that lies beneath the ragpicker's square. Yes? Chambers, vaults, corridors, filled with the dead, all asleep in their coffins. Something in those halls, somewhere there, lies something misplaced, something mine. What is it? A small thing, a trinket, such a trifle. He speaks, his words start echoing as if two people were speaking. You know you've heard them before from your own lips. Wonder if the choice here, makes any difference. It's a sphere made of bronze, ugly, feels like an egg to the touch, and it smells of rotten custard, am I right? Farad falls deathly silent for a moment, then nods. Yes. How much do you hide from me, corpse? Did you return to see if I remember what it is you want? Why don't you get one of your collectors to search for it? Because the quarters need no more dead from this village. He tisks. Strong, fast, clever. These are qualities my villagers do not have. They go below, they do not return. He glances at you. Perhaps the dead will come with their own, That is what I think, corpse. You know where it is? Ah, Bird's sigh is like shifting sand. And why do you suppose I ask you to look for it, corpse? I do not know where it is. I know it is buried deep, far deeper than any villager has gone before. He tisks. It may be in the catacombs where the water runs deep. Deep. Very well, I'll do it, but I want to know what I'm buying with this trinket. There's a lot of knowing rattling around in my brain box, corpse. He holds up a withered finger. One of them is this bit of wisdom. Everyone wants something. Whether they know it or not, there is much I know about you. Much that you would want to know. Very well, I will see about finding the sphere for you, in exchange for what you know. Very well, a deal struck, a deal made. He cracks his crutch sharply against the flagstones. A sphere for a peek inside my brain box. Now, corpse, there is no time to waste. Go to the gate at the south and east, and tell those slumbering fools to open it for you. Make haste, make haste. Very well.
Updated my journal.
Okay, interesting. Thought something different was going to happen here. Maybe not. You have any questions? What is this place? Farad's eyes roll in his sockets, scanning across the ceiling. walls than the floor. This here's the Ill-Wind Court. Not a name of my choosing, thank you kindly. In the kip outside this court is the buried village corpse. What is the buried village? Well, now, there's a story. He licks his lips again, then shrugs. But to tell true, the story bores me. The short of it? It's a place of the hive that got bricked over one day. A piece of sigil got pinned in the dead book. What do you mean? You know them floating goat heads that serve the lady? Them Davises? Well, no matter if you do or not, they all go around fixing, breaking, burying buildings all the time. Do you follow? Davises? Them goat heads? Come on. Have your senses left you? Them floaters with the hammers and yammer on and cymbals. The ones that do the lady's will? He taps his crutch on the flagstones, making a sharp rapping noise. Come now, don't play the jester with Farad now. Time's short, and so's my patience. Alright, go on. Well, as the chant goes, and a dusty chant it is too, being so old, them Davises just damn well bricked it over a section of the hive one day, and all bodies just forgot about it. Dump a lot of trash on it, and soon nobody even knows it's here. He smiles. Wicked, no? A piece of sigil all forgotten? How did you find it? He discs again. I still have my eyes, corpse, and I still have my ears. And when you have enough sense to tie the two together, then finding the dark of any matter is not as hard as some make it out to be. He rubs his filthy cloak. Now, was there something else you wanted to pick my brain box about? You didn't come to just hear about this ragdoll, did you? Okay. Okay. I thought, yeah, I thought something else was gonna happen, here, but it happens a little bit later in the game, I guess. The thing I'm thinking about was the reason I came here a little bit early, so I may, I'm probably gonna go back up and do the, finish exploring the town and other side quests first. And I'm wondering if I should, like do that before coming down here and seeing him. Probably doesn't matter, but. I heard you found a wealth of bodies, Farad. Where do they come from? Does a mage tell the secrets of his craft? So it is with the collector. He frowns, studying you. Perhaps I will tell you, but you must promise. It's for your ears only. What I hear is for my ears only.
Updated my journal.
Very well. Farad taps the flagstones with his crutch and sneers. This village is not all that lies beneath. Okay. Yeah, this seems like a repeat. Well, maybe not. Chambers, vaults, corridors. He gives the faintest of smiles, and his eyes gleam gold. Places black as pitch, filled with weeping stones and the precious dead, all asleep in their coffins, sleeping. Where will these dead come from? He affixes you with a lopsided stare. Corpse? Corpse? Everything dies. Life is so short, but death lasts so very, very long. Many people, many deaths. His stare travels past you. Such a waste for their deaths to be useless in a dusty's arms, eh?
Updated my journal.
What do you mean? Smiles greedily. Not all the dead that come to the mortuary gate is fed to the furnace corpse. The dusties bury some of the dead in the city's bowels, under the village. So near, so close to such a place. I would have been a fool not to see the opportunities. So you rob the catacombs of the dead the dustmen placed there, sell them back to the dustmen, and they bury them again. He nods, then chuckles lightly. The sound is like shifting sand. These catacombs are as deep as the dusty's pockets, and as deep as the greed of man. Oh yes, he sneers, and the greed of man is something shall always be counted upon when naught else is left, eh? Very clever. When I awoke in the mortuary, I was missing a journal. You know where it is? Farad squints at you, the folds of flesh coming down almost over his eyes. A journal you had when we spoke last. Has it lost itself? He chuckles dryly. These eyes have not seen it, but keep them peeled I will. I would love to reach such a magnificent work. Okay.
I'm gone.
Um. Hmm. So, because what I was thinking might happen here didn't happen, and happens later. I'm wondering if I should, yeah, I wonder if coming here too early has any, ill impacts. Hmm. Let me think. Okay. Alright, I think we'll go back up to the city and finish exploring around there.
I'm gone.
One thing I'm curious about and I don't remember is I don't remember if like the levels that you encounter, like when I get a new NPC, will they be scaled to my character's level? Or do they have like a set level when they join? Because the way experience works in these games, gets like spread out evenly among your characters. So if I get like 1,000 experience, it's split 3 ways, and if I had 6 characters, it'd be split 6 ways. Cures poison. So I'm wondering if it's like,
Alright.
so like if they're at a set level, you know, I could try and get them as early as possible so that I could, once I have them, they start gaining experience. On the other hand, if they like level up to match my characters, then it would make more sense to do as much as I could without extra characters first.
Alright.
Because it'd be split less ways. Not that it really matters one way or the other, probably. The experience you get later in the game makes the stuff you get really early on not nearly as as much percentage-wise. Sell a couple things. And I could have been like saving up the bracelets and earrings and doing them all at once, but gonna feel like that's not worth the effort. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get to 1,200 gold. I wonder what the most efficient way to do that is.
Alright.
Alright, let's go turn in the quest about finding Barrett's stuff.
I'm gone.
Now I told him that we wouldn't tell anybody And I suspect when we do, that'll make us a bit more chaotic. Hopefully my the amount of lawfulness I've had up to this point outweighs it, but we will see.
Done.
Okay, we've got an ad starting here soon, so let's do that.